This is a bit of a strange preview because, you know, we've woken up, or whenever you're watching this, and you'll have known by now that Javi Simmons is signing for Tottenham, and you know, there's a slight sort of Willian to this. Have they got their own back? Have they gotten revenge? Will they end up reaping the benefits of a player that we were practically there to sign? He was there to sign. He's been, you know, linked with us for well over 2 months now. It's how it feels like, and you know, I just feel as though this may end up being a bit of a mistake on our part. We obviously had like massive interest in him, and it hasn't worked out. It hasn't worked out. We've got Garnacho instead. We're going for Lopez, I think. And whilst this is all very, you know, well and good, trying to cut costs and save money and whatnot, you know, this may end up being one of those cases where the extra money probably would have worked out. It probably would have been worth the extra money for someone of Javi Simmons' quality in the end. Before we begin, though, on this preview, please like the video, subscribe, hit the bell notification to be notified of any future content on the channel. Ladies and gentlemen, Fulham up next. It's our third game of the season. It's our third London derby, and it's the first of the West London derbies that we've got coming up, because we've got Brentford coming up as well. All before we play against, I think, Manchester United, who obviously lost to Grimsby. It's been a strange week. It's been a very strange week in the world of football. Chelsea being beaten by Tottenham in the race for a player is obviously a big thing. And I'll be interested to see how it all pans out. With regards to Chelsea coming into this game, like I say, we're looking all right. We're looking okay. It's going to be interesting again to see whether, you know, West Ham was a bit of a one-off. They obviously lost quite seriously, quite severely against Sunderland on the opening day. And at the moment, Fulham don't really look... It's hard to assess because they've got 2 draws now. They drew against Brighton, who are 18th as of right now. They lost to Everton, which is obviously, I don't know. Again, very early to tell, but Everton, again, one of those teams where I think a lot of people had them in their relegation battle. I, for one, if I'm not mistaken, have them finishing about 12th. But a draw against Fulham for Brighton on the opening day, and then losing to Everton. Everton, a team that's, again, like I say, going to be a hard team to sort of gauge on what's going on with them. Fulham at the moment, as I said, in 13th place. A draw against Manchester United the other day. And it was a hard one. It was a hard one to call because Manchester United, I feel as though when I was watching, it wasn't theirs to win. You know, I felt like a draw or even a Fulham win would have been quite sufficient, quite justifiable in many ways. But what I will say coming into this game is that I'm confident that we can use the West Ham 5-1 as momentum. We should use that 5-1 as momentum. Obviously, the goal, something that we need to sort of discuss at some point in another video, probably. Robert Sanchez, is he... I mean, we already know the answer to the question. You know what I'm saying? Robert Sanchez. Quite possibly the person who stands out the most, and for no good reason. It's all for bad reasons. Will he be the reason that we don't succeed as much as we probably could and should do this season? More than likely. I feel like it's going to come down to that in one way or another. Anyway, as I said, we'll talk about that on another episode. But Cole Palmer, obviously a huge impact. Or is he? Is he going to be as big a loss as people think he is? You know, the game against West Ham, 5-1. But then you could argue, if he played, would it have been more? It could have been more. It may well have been more. And for my reckoning, I said this when it happened, when it was live, in the moment when he was called off to, you know, the before the game, in the build-up, when I was doing the watch-along, I said the majority of people who are going to be criticising Cole Palmer are going to be rival fans. They're going to be opposing fans. They're going to be people that have an agenda. They want to cause a stir and say, "Oh, look, Chelsea's so much better without Cole Palmer. Maybe Cole Palmer is the problem." The answer to that is just an unequivocal no. That's not the case, you know. But what I will say is it's promising at the same time that we can go on and perform the way we did without Cole Palmer. You know, he's always going to be someone who brings the best out of a Chelsea side, any side that he's in. He is a player that will always better the team. However, it is reassuring to know that should we not have him at our disposal as of right now, that we are in good hands with the players that we have. Joao Pedro, obviously, a big figure for Chelsea this season. Liam Delap, yet to really get off to the races, so to speak. I mean, if I look back at the game, people are starting to, you know, criticise a little bit too soon for my liking. Joao Pedro is obviously the player that I think people are more excited to watch, more interested in watching. But I think in a game like this, Liam Delap is the guy that I think, I mean, he's going to play. He's going to play because Cole Palmer is out. I can only imagine that we'll see a front four of Neto on the left, Joao Pedro in the number 10 role, Estevao on the right, and Liam Delap up top. I'm predicting goals from Liam Delap in this game. I just feel like this is the moment. I feel like this is the time at the Bridge. Early kickoff is a little bit of a worry. I don't think many people like the 12:30 kickoffs when it comes to Chelsea. It has all the makings for a disaster. I'll be honest with you. But I'm looking into this positively. I'm trying to keep a positive mindset going into games these days. It's early on in the season, and I do think that we will more than likely, we should more than likely, not we will, but we should more than likely get a result here. I think we will still concede. However, I just think that we're going to have a little bit more for them. Someone like Bassi in their defense, Anderson, two big blokes. I think Liam Delap will be better suited for that number 9 role in a game like this over someone like Joao Pedro. But with Joao Pedro dropping back into that 10 role, I think we're going to see someone's cooking. Someone's going to be cooking something up, and I think it is going to be Joao Pedro and Delap. Maybe get Estevao on the score sheet somehow. He got an assist the other day. Predictions-wise for this game, 3-1 Chelsea is my prediction. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Elsewhere, it's just the usual. I think Sanchez, James, Chalobah, Tosin, Cucurella, Enzo and Caicedo in the middle, and then the front four that I said. Maybe Gittins. I think we're going to go with someone that we're more sort of like reliant on, or someone that we can rely on in Pedro Neto in a game like this. Maybe get Gittins on later on. But again, with that said, please like the video, subscribe, hit the bell notification to be notified of any future content on the channel. As always, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hey, it's 10 o'clock. Thank you for watching. My name is Harry, up the Chelsea.